Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day. If you're new to this channel and you like the content, please like and subscribe. If you're already subscribed, welcome back. To everyone that supported me in the comments, I greatly appreciate it. I know it's been quite a while since I posted a video. If you've read the comments on my other video, then you know I've been going through some things. And it's been quite a journey, which is what motivated me to make this video. The last several months, I've been able to witness firsthand the flaws in CPS and our court system. It's one thing to read about something, but seeing it puts things into a whole new perspective. If this is what it takes to raise the awareness around domestic violence and the silent victims, the kids, then I think that this is a video worth sharing. My hope is that by sharing this video, we can take it beyond the training room and raise everyone's awareness. In this video, I'm going to go over some stories of kids in domestic violence situations and how the courts and CPS, the people that we pay to protect our kids, failed to keep them safe, despite all of the red flags. Before I get into it, I must say that some of the details and the things you're going to hear may be disturbing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
My baby daddy is sitting here recording me while being in the parking lot. My name is Jessica Coker. Joseph Byron, I have a court order and everything again, like, where he's supposed to give me weekly visits and he hasn't been giving me and everything. Yeah, Joseph Byron.
Yeah, see what she's doing to my son, right? She don't even care.
I don't know what type of vehicle this is, but his is a, did he send me a recording?
Hey, buddy, it's okay. About 2 months after the car seat video was posted, she was arrested for child abuse for leaving the kids home alone. When I showed up at her place to take my son into my custody, that's when I was informed of the domestic violence. While I don't know exactly how long it was going on, I do know it was going on long before the car seat video. Several of the neighbors knew about what was going on, as police had been called out several times. Yet no one told me about it until the day the cops stayed there and asked me to come get the child. The crazy thing is, I knew something like that was happening because of the change in my son's behavior every time I took him back. And I mentioned this to 2 caseworkers, a lawyer, and a judge. And they all said the same thing. Quote, "You can't assume what he was thinking and feeling because he can't tell you what he was thinking and feeling." End quote. So many people in our society mention quote unquote mother's instinct a lot. Society often overlooks or completely ignores the fact that fathers have instincts too. My son and I have been very close from day one. When I'm not at work, he's with me. And I've been a single parent the whole time. Needless to say, we have plenty of one-on-one time. And I mean, there is nothing about him that I don't know. Since he is still nonverbal at 2 years old and possibly lightly autistic, I've gotten really good at reading his body language. I know when he's hungry, I know when he's happy, bored, tired, frustrated, and scared. I wasn't assuming what my son was feeling. I know based on the way his whole demeanor changed. I saw his body go from happy, playful, kicking his feet, smiling, and looking around like he didn't have a care in the world, to sitting completely still and looking straight at me with the saddest look in his eyes. And it was the look in his eyes that told me exactly what he was feeling. So they were wrong. He is fully capable of telling me how he feels. But that is not, quote unquote, definitive evidence. What makes this even worse is she knows the things that the kids have been through. The boyfriend knows. Their families know. The neighbors know. And none of them are telling the truth about anything. Both caseworkers, her lawyer, and the judge knew they wasn't getting the truth and did nothing about it. When we went to court 6 months after her arrest for a custody modification, I was not allowed to present evidence that was given to me by anyone that was not in the room, meaning the CPS report and the police reports could not be used. However, her lawyer was allowed to use the doctor report from his 18-month checkup, which, again, the doctor was not in the room either. They used the report in order to convince the judge that the child was not better off in my care. And it worked. The doctor report from his 18-month checkup only mentioned the developmental milestones that he has not achieved. But what it did not mention is the conversation that me and the pediatrician had about all of the milestones that he had achieved while in my care. Again, this was at his 18-month checkup, which she decided not to attend. During the judge's ruling, he looked at her and clearly stated that he knows she's not being honest about the day she was arrested. And that's all he said. Didn't say another word. It was just kind of just letting you know I know kind of thing. Then he looked at me, and I mean, he tore into me bad. And he said if she would not have dismissed the charges without prejudice, that I'd be in jail right now for protecting my son. He said, quote, "This is a custody agreement, and you have to follow it," end quote. He was more upset that I kept the child as recommended by CPS than he was about why I kept him. Immediately after court, and I mean literally within a few hours, things went right back to the way they were. But now she gets to threaten to throw contempt charges back up on me anytime she don't get her way. And as I'm sure you can guess, that has only made things worse. And my son is right back to giving me the same looks that he was giving me before every time I take him back. But again, nobody listens. A few months after court, and I'd say it was probably about 3 or 4 months after the court ruling, CPS got involved again over similar issues. During their very brief investigation, the court order remained the same. We still shared custody. During the investigation, my son came to me with questionable scrapes on only one leg, and it was always in the same area. And on the third time, CPS asked me to take him to the doctor to get it examined. When I did, the doctor said he could not definitively say what caused it. A couple of weeks after that, the child came back to my house with a goose egg on his head. And just like the marks on his leg, there was no explanation given other than, quote, He's just trying to take my child, end quote. The same week the goose egg was on his head was reported to CPS, they closed the case and deemed it unfounded. And this is only some of the problems that I've been dealing with. This isn't even adding in the hostility that I'm faced with by her and her boyfriend, or how he wants to take my place as my son's dad. And she allows him to do this. Her and him both tell everybody that he is the dad that stepped up, and I'm the deadbeat father that wants nothing to do with his child. That's what they tell people, and this is okay. Somehow, this is acceptable to mothers. And I mean, the judge wanted to lock me up for protecting my son. Yet she is allowed to continue this erratic, hostile attitude. And nobody's doing anything about it. I mean, she's still, to this day, trying to convince people that I've assaulted her. I mean, she says it's the cops, CPS, the judge, I mean, on the stand. And according to them, it's not defamation of character because she hasn't actually filed an assault charge. So, I guess in their mind, that makes it okay for her to tell authority figures that I did something that I didn't do, apparently. Yeah, when I was on the stand, and again, she told that lie on the stand. Yeah, when I was on the stand, and I said, quote, just because we share a kid together does not give her the right to torment me, end quote. The judge and her lawyer both looked at me and said, whoa, 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 you can't say that. When I said she harasses me by texting me belligerent messages and constantly picking fights, they again said, whoa, 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 you can't say that either. Yeah, she can get on the stand and tell a blatant lie, which defamation of character is supposed to be a criminal offense. And perjury is also a criminal offense. But she can get on the stand in front of a judge in order to gain sympathy from the judge and tell him that I assaulted her, which never happened. To make it worse, she claims that there are pictures of marks and that she has friends that are willing to back this up. She also claims that one of her female friends, who was a former girlfriend of mine, is also saying that I assaulted her when we were dating. The irony in that is that the friend she is referring to was actually charged for assaulting me, but I dismissed the charges under the agreement that she would leave me alone. So my question is, why is this acceptable for mothers, but not for fathers? Why is the standards for fathers so high when the standards for mothers are so low? And I'm not saying that men don't need to be responsible or accountable for their actions. I'm saying we need to hold the mothers equally responsible and equally accountable. As I stated towards the beginning of my story, I mentioned that I was told that I can't assume what my son experienced or what he felt or what he thought. So I put together some stories to help put things into perspective and bring awareness to the effects that domestic violence has on our kids. In May of 2009, Lester Jeter filed for separation from his wife and mother of two daughters, Deborah Jeter. The details of the separation have never been released, at least not from what I could find. However, the neighbors said, quote, it was a noisy house, end quote, and said that they had called the cops several times. Whatever the reason was, Deborah took the separation very hard. Shortly after Lester filed for separation, Deborah attempted suicide while her two daughters were at home. She received psychiatric treatment at the DePaul Center in Waco, Texas, according to court records. The day after Deborah's suicide attempt, Lester Jeter filed with the court for divorce. He also voiced his concerns about putting the girls back in her care and was granted temporary restraining order against his wife. He also explained that, quote, "She may be released soon, and I'm concerned about her possible actions regarding the girls," end quote. The court record states that Lester Jeter requested to protect the safety and welfare of the kids. Lester's request was held during the duration of Deborah's hospital care. Shortly after, in fact, the day before her visit with her daughters, a hearing was held and the judge decided to lift the restraining order against her and allow her to see her kids. The girls were excited about the decision as it had been 2 weeks since they last saw their mother. Kelsey, the 12-year-old, was so excited that she posted on her MySpace page saying, quote, "I get to see my mommy tomorrow. Yay!" End quote. When Deborah came to pick the girls up, she told Lester that she had a big surprise for him. Authorities say that the girls were excited to get in the car with their mom and find out what the surprise was. Deborah then drove them to an abandoned house where she attacked 12-year-old Kelsey with a knife. While under attack, Kelsey yelled at her sister Kirsten to run. Deborah then let go of Kelsey as she had already been wounded and began to attack Kirsten. During the attack, Kelsey laid across her sister in an attempt to save her and was stabbed in the back as a result. After Deborah was finished attacking her daughters, she called 911.
Hill County 911, what's your emergency?
I just killed my children.
Excuse me?
I just killed my children.
Where are you?
I'm in the abandoned house on Highway 77 right after you go underneath the highway. One of them's still alive. Hurry.
How? Under what highway? You're on Highway 77 where?
I'm on Highway 77 right after you go under 35 going towards Milford. Get an ambulance out here to save the one that didn't die. Come on. Hurry up.
What's your name?
Bitch, call them. Have you already called them?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Okay.
I need your name.
I don't want to say your name.
Hello?
Hello?
Are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Toward Milford, right after you cross under the bridge. She's telling me she's killed her children. Are you in your car?
No, I'm not in my car. I'm in the house walking around. And one of them's still alive for real. She's asking to be saved, and I couldn't handle that. And so now
She's in an abandoned house.
It's been a long time. She might already die because she's bled out a lot. And hold on. What, baby?
77 is right.
Be still. What did you say? I'm going to call 911. She said, please say to her.
Okay. Well, we've got people in route. Get an ambulance because one of them's still alive, she said. Can you tell me what happened? Ma'am? Hello? Ma'am? Can you tell me what happened?
I can't get the door open.
You can't get what door open, darling?
The front door. So y'all can come in when y'all get here. Why won't it open?
I don't know.
Hold on.
Are you on the right-hand side of the road or the left-hand side of the road, sweetie?
On the other house. It's going to be in the thing. No, where it's at.
Okay, they're coming. They're coming. I just want to try to clarify exactly where they are. Can you tell me what happened?
I don't want to say. I don't see any lights. They're not coming.
Well, they're on their way. My partner's getting them to you just as quickly as she can.
Okay.
How many? How many children do you have? Huh?
Two.
Two?
One is dead. One of them is dead. She's dead. But the other one, she wants to be saved, and she needs to be saved. And I don't see any lights. Tell them to get the fuck out here.
Honey, they're coming. They're coming. Do you have any weapons?
I do. I have a knife.
She has a knife.
Should I throw it away?
No, ma'am, just put it in. She's got a knife.
Just hurry.
Okay, tell her we're on our way. Won't give me. Can you not tell me what your name is?
Well,
Huh?
hold on.
What's your name, darling?
I'm not telling you my name. I'm trying to lock the door.
How old are your children?
Hold on. You see that? Okay, they're coming. God damn it, hurry up.
Honey, they are coming. They're on their way. You should be hearing lights and sirens. Seeing lights and hearing sirens.
Going on, and I'm over here with you if everything whatever this is.
You said you crossed under the bridge that goes on 77 toward Milford. You crossed under the bridge to 35, and you're in an abandoned house.
6125 or so.
Is that right?
Yep, under 35.
Cross under 35.
35 on 77. The abandoned house up on the hill on the left. Let's look up.
106, that's all I'll be en route from Rutherford Bend.
She says she's in the...
6125.
She's in the abandoned house? Yes. It's in the house on the hill.
Listen. Hold on, buddy.
Sweetie, do you hear them now? Do you hear those sirens and stuff?
What did she advise happened?
She's...
4.
Are you there?
Yes.
Are you still with me?
Still with you.
I'm at your way from Rutherford Bend.
Hello?
I'm here. They're not here.
They're on their way, sweetheart. They had to come from different parts of the county.
Hold on, kid. They're coming. Tell them not to shoot me. I don't have a gun.
Okay. She doesn't want to get shot because she doesn't have a gun. Okay. When they get there, I want you to lay the knife down out. When you get the door open, I want you to lay the knife down so they can see that you don't have any weapons.
Okay.
They're hurrying, honey. They're hurrying. Okay.
I believe to the right, if you're coming northbound, I'm trying to find a house.
Oh my God, she's dead. Oh my God.
How old are the children?
I won't tell you. She wants you to hurry.
Honey, they are coming. They're coming as fast as they can. They're trying to be sure. Do you see them?
They're coming.
Do you see them? Do you see them?
No, from her they were coming. Hold on.
Yeah, the one dog stay back off in the tree.
Yes, okay. She's out there.
Can you see the lights?
No, I see something down at the end of the road. It's car lights, but not fire lights, not police lights.
She says
At the end of the driveway.
She says they're at, she
I
can
hear
see.
sirens. I hear them.
Okay. Do you see them?
No, I don't see them. But I hear them.
Okay, you need to.
People coming up the driveway.
I know, I understand that. I want.
Driveway with my hands up.
She stayed.
By the house, both hands up, except for one, because I'm on the phone. They're coming.
She's got her hands up, except for the fact that the one that she's on the phone with. So she's out in the yard. She says she's out in the yard beside the house.
Okay, goodbye. I see them. They're right here. Goodbye.
All right, bye.
When the police arrived, 12-year-old Kelsey was found dead, and 13-year-old Kirsten was found injured in a bedroom. Now remember, 2 weeks before this horrific plan was executed, Lester voiced his concerns to the court, saying that she might do something to the kids once she was released from the mental hospital, and the judge completely disregarded those concerns. In 2010, Deborah pleaded guilty to capital murder and attempted capital murder and was sentenced to life without parole in a plea deal that saved her from the death penalty, as well as saving her surviving daughter from having to testify. Deborah told her husband that the reason she attacked the girls was because she was heartbroken over the separation and the custody dispute. Lester said, quote, "She figured if she felt that way, then we all must feel that way, and she wanted to take away all of our pain," end quote. Before she was transferred, Deborah met with her estranged husband and surviving daughter. She told Lester that she still hated him, but she was sorry for everything that happened. Lester said his daughter shared some lighthearted moments with her mother, where they talked and laughed. Joanne Cunningham and Drew Friend met when Joanne was facing a divorce. She had no attorney, no job, and by her own admission was taking a mix of up to 15 prescriptions a day to ease the aching she said she felt throughout her body. Andrew Friend was a local attorney almost 25 years older than Joanne. He saw her in the hallway of the courthouse one day crying. Andrew was also addicted to pills and alcohol that had threatened his legal career, but he still had his license, so he walked up to Joanne and offered to help. Their chance meeting in 2012 spiraled into a dysfunctional relationship fueled by drug abuse and violence. A year after they met, they had their first child, AJ Friend. When he was reported missing, he was a 5-year-old boy that loved books, puzzles, playing with fire trucks, bulldozers, and his little brother Parker.
911, what's the address of your emergency?
94 Dole Avenue, Crystal Lake, Illinois.
Okay, and one more time for confirmation.
94 Dole, D-O-L-E.
Yep, I got it. And the phone number you're calling from? Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
We have a missing child. Woke up this morning and he wasn't.
How old is the child?
The missing child.
Yeah, how old is he?
He's 5.
And what was he last seen where?
A Mario, like blue long sleeve sweatshirt and a black sweatpants.
And is he male white?
Yes.
And when was the last time you seen him?
Last night, probably 9:30. when he went to bed.
Okay. Are you the father?
Yes.
Yes. Do you know where you met him when?
No. We canvassed the neighborhood. I went to the local park. The local gas station down here where we sometimes take him to buy treats. I spoke with the assistant principal over there at the school where the park is, and they haven't seen him or any other child. I have no idea where he would be.
Okay. So you put him to bed last night, so he was in his pajamas, and then when you tried to get him for school, he wasn't there, and then you looked around for a bit?
Yes.
What time was he supposed to be at school?
Well, he doesn't go to school, but I had a doctor's appointment this morning. When I got back from the doctor's appointment, I checked in on him, said good morning, and he wasn't there. So that would have been...
What time was that?
About between 8:15, 8:30.
Have you checked everywhere? Like under tables or in closets?
Closets, the basement, the garage, everywhere.
Okay. What's your child's name?
Andrew, last name Friend. We call him AJ.
Trend is T-R-E-N-D?
F-R-E-U-N-D.
And what's the middle?
Thomas.
And his date of birth? Okay. And is his mom at the residence as well?
Yes.
Okay. And what's your name, sir?
Andrew Sr.
Okay. Do you have any pets in the house?
Yes.
Are any missing as well or no?
Nope.
Was any of the doors open?
No. I mean, no outside doors or anything like that.
No doors or windows?
No.
And officer's phone on door now.
Okay. Yeah, I see him.
And then just let me know. But you checked the house, right?
Yeah. We've been through the house, like, completely. Yeah.
Let me know when the officer's at your door.
He's here right now.
Okay, I'll let you go.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
When the police arrived, they used canines to track AJ's scent. However, the dog only tracked his scent inside the home. The investigators immediately became suspicious and concluded that AJ had not left on foot, nor was he abducted. Drew and Joanne quickly denied being involved in their son's disappearance and quickly stopped cooperating with police when they realized that they were being targeted as suspects. During the investigation, police found that there had been several documented events by the Department of Child and Family Services. DCFS was first contacted the day AJ was born because he had opioids and benzoamphetamine in his system. At 1 month old, AJ was placed in foster care and it was not returned to the home until he was 18 months old, after Joanne and Drew completed parenting classes and drug treatment. After that, a Youth Service Bureau worker made 26 unannounced visits to the home and did not see any signs of abuse or neglect. In April of 2016, that case was closed. In March of 2018, Joanne was rushed to the hospital after she had overdosed in a car. Drew took AJ to the hospital to get the car keys from Joanne. While they were there, a medical professional saw odd bruising on AJ's face. They then called DCFS hotline, but the report was deemed unfounded. 9 months later, a Crystal Lake police officer responded to a call and saw a quote-unquote large bruise on AJ's hip. The police called the DCFS hotline and placed the kids in protective custody. A doctor then examined AJ, where he stated that it was caused by a belt. When the doctor asked AJ how it happened, he said, quote, "Maybe someone hit me. Maybe mommy didn't mean to hurt me," end quote. And again, the case was deemed unfounded. During the investigation of AJ's disappearance, Drew gave permission for the police to search his phone. Police discovered that there was a Google search for child CPR on April 15, 2019. They also found a picture of a shopping list that was taken on April 17, 2019. Police quickly noted several items on the list. Items like duct tape, plastic gloves, air freshener, and bleach. When the police searched the home, they found clothes that smelled like bleach and at least 4 empty bottles of bleach. And they noticed that Drew's gym shoes were dripping with wet mud. They also noticed the ceiling was falling down and the floor was torn up, and the house smelled of dog urine and dog feces. During questioning, Drew and Joanne tried to explain away the duct tape, the bleach, and the Google search. They said the duct tape was for hanging pictures. The bleach was for cleaning the house. And the Google search was Joanne in anticipation of the birth of her child. The police were very skeptical of their statements. When they searched Joanne's phone, they recovered a deleted video from March 4, 2019 of AJ laying on a bed naked except for the bandages that were wrapped around his wrists and his hip, and his face and chest visibly bruised. It was a 2-minute video of Joanne berating him for wetting the bed. In another video that was found on Joanne's phone, screaming at AJ, and at one point she grabbed him by the throat and pushed him against the wall. When the police confronted Drew with the videos and the overwhelming evidence, Drew confessed. According to Drew, on the morning of April 14th, AJ had lied about wetting his underwear and hiding them in the closet. Drew said Joanne hit AJ, then put him in a cold shower for 20 minutes, while periodically spraying him in the face with a spray bottle. Drew explained that he previously told Joanne to stop with the hard physical beatings and to do some less violent form of punishment. So they decided that cold showers was a better alternative. Drew also explained that Joanne believed that AJ had a disorder that makes him defiant towards authorities. Drew said that AJ thinks of himself as the leader of his home. Therefore, he was defiant to his parents, lies, disobeys, and thinks that things should go his way. So Joanne had to punish him by beatings or locking him in his room for hours. Drew said that after the shower incident, Joanne put AJ to bed naked, wet, and cold. Then, when she checked on AJ sometime later, she realized that he was dead. Drew said Joanne woke him up at 3 a.m. on April 15th and told him that AJ wasn't breathing. Then he said the next day he took AJ's body to the basement and stored him in a plastic storage container. He then said that on April 17th, he put AJ inside of several trash bags, placed AJ in the trunk of his car, drove him to an area in Woodstock that was about 10 minutes from their home, dug a shallow grave, put AJ inside, covered the grave with straw, and left. Drew claimed that his son's death could have been from a fall during the 20-minute cold shower. However, autopsy reports show that there were multiple blunt force injuries to AJ's head, torso, hands, and feet. Those injuries included abrasions on his forehead that matched the pattern of the detachable shower head. The official cause of death was brain trauma as a result of multiple blunt force injuries to the head. In December of 2019, Joanne pleaded guilty to a first-degree murder charge that had been modified to eliminate the possibility of a life sentence. She received 35 years in prison and as part of the plea deal must serve 100% of the sentence. After her release, she will serve an additional 3 years under supervised release and will have to register as a violent offender against youth. Joanne's mother stated in her first public comment after AJ's death, that she knew her daughter was capable of many terrible things, from lying to manipulation to neglect. The details of AJ's brutal and fatal abuse caused an outrage that was being directed at the Department of Child and Family Services, and rightfully so, and how they responded when police, hospital staff, and others raised concerns. The caseworkers and the supervisor have been on desk duties since AJ's death. An attorney represents AJ's friend estate has filed a lawsuit against the DCFS for not investigating the multiple causes of abuse and neglect. The attorney, Peter Flowers, said, quote, "It's a red flag after red flag. Then you get to a red light, a beaming red light, and nothing happens. And their job is to protect kids," end quote. The lawsuit was filed on behalf of AJ's 2 surviving brothers.
San Diego emergency? What's the San Diego emergency?
My mommy and daddy are having a fight.
Is he hitting her?
What? I'm talking to the police, Mommy. Stop it! Mommy! Stop it! Don't take the baby! Stop it! You're gonna hurt the baby! Stop it! Could you just send the police, please?
Okay, we're gonna be there. Who's taking your baby?
Stop it! No! Jaya, shut up!
Let me talk to you. Where's your mom?
What?
What's going on?
They're having a fight because this has been going on forever and ever. They always have this because he has a cousin. He's always drinking beer and getting drunk. And Mom.
What's his name? What is his name? Your father's name?
Pierre.
Pierre?
Yeah.
What's his last name?
I don't know, but I think his
Is he white, black, or Hispanic?
He's black.
He's your father?
He's my stepfather.
Okay, how old is he?
I don't know.
Does he have any weapons?
No. But he's hurting Mommy.
How's he hurting her?
He made his Mommy.
Okay, don't cry. We're going to send the police.
Okay.
Okay, now where's your mother at right now?
She's in the room fighting with them.
Does
You have a little baby sister?
No, I got baby brother.
Is he trying to take your baby brother?
Baby.
He's trying to take your baby?
Yeah, because Mama's not drunk. He thinks he's drunk because he can't say nothing because he's drunk. My stepdaddy's drunk.
Are they in a room fighting? Where are they at now?
They're in the room still.
They're in the bedroom?
Yeah, I don't want him to do nothing strange with the baby because if they drop, he's a newborn baby. He's very delicate.
What do you mean do anything strange? What do you think he's going to do to your baby?
I think he's going to take the baby and do something because he's drunk. He might not see the baby and go off without the baby if he stays it.
How old are you?
I'm 6 and my little sister's 4.
You're 6-year-old? You're 6?
Yeah, and I'm in first grade. My sister's in kindergarten.
Okay, what is your name? What is your name?
Lisa. My sister's name is Drea. Excuse me.
You only... Okay.
Okay, could you just send the police?
Yeah, they're on their way, but I'm going to keep you on the line until they get there, okay? Is your front door open?
Oh, no.
Can you go unlock it and come back to the phone so the officers can get in?
Just wait, please.
Okay. What sister that he knocked out?
My little sister.
Your
the 4-year-old.
What do you mean he knocked her off?
He pushed her down on the floor. And he cried. I wish he would stop doing this. Ever since he had him, Pierre just slapped Mommy.
Which room are they in?
My mom's name is Cindy.
Okay, which room are they in?
They're in, their room.
They're in the back room or the bedroom?
The back. Oh, my God!
What's the matter?
Something happened! Just please send the police. Wait, I want to go see what happened, please.
Okay, the police are on their way, okay? Hello? Lisa?
My stepdaddy's got the baby now.
He has the baby now? Where is he at now?
What?
Lisa, where is he at right now? Is he still in the house?
He's still in the room and got the baby.
Okay.
And he made some red marks on Mama's, on Mama's neck.
He did what?
He made some red marks on Mama's.
Where did he make the red marks on with her neck?
On her neck. On the right side. Very dark. Okay, my mom's going outside. Mama, go! The police are coming.
Is your mother?
Mommy!
Hello? Shit. Hello, Lisa? Who hung up the phone?
My daddy did. He just didn't want to get arrested because he's drunk. He's got the baby and now he's in the living room now. My mom shut the door and locked it. I don't know why. They're arguing out. Put the baby down, BM.
Lisa.
What?
Okay.
I can't. Please out.
Lisa. Let me talk to your mother.
Is this the police?
Yes, it is the police. What's going on?
Pierre Austin. I'm the father of the baby. I have not heard anybody in this house.
Why is that child screaming that way if you haven't heard anybody? Let me talk to her mother now.
Act fanatical.
Let me talk to her mother right now.
Okay, here's her mother.
Put the baby down, please.
No.
Hello. Okay, what's going on there?
He's drunk and he's got my little 3-week-old and he wants to leave and shit, and if I say anything, he's gonna leave. With the baby.
Does he live with you?
No. Stop it.
What's he doing to her now?
Nothing. The kids are just upset upset. Those kids are more than upset. Why are they screaming? Because they're upset. They're scared because that man's dragging that fool in your house. They're scared because me and Pierre are fighting. Does he have any weapons? No, he doesn't. Have you been drinking also? No. What is your name? Cindy Floyd.
And I mean that. If you come back out of that room, I will beat your ass.
I need the baby's head.
Go. I mean it.
Where the kids at now? One's right here next to me, and the other one's in a room. He's not, honey. Just be quiet, okay? Come here. How many kids you have in your house? 3. What's he doing to those children? Nothing. He's sitting on the couch now, and he's got the baby, but he's drunk, and he's not paying attention to what he's doing. And and when I had the baby in my hands, he was grabbing him real hard, so I had to let him have it. Because I didn't want him to hurt the baby. Okay, where's your 4-year-old daughter at? She's in the bedroom. I don't know what he's going to do now. Yeah, leave her alone.
You better give her ass some baby.
They're scared, Pierre.
What?
They're scared.
Scared of what?
You!
You're freaking out because you so insecure.
Stop it, Drea.
You fanatical because you don't know how to handle a simple conversation. Listen to her. Listen to her.
Now, there's no weapons in the house, right? No. Okay, are you in, where is your address? 7980 Linda Vista Road. Are you in apartment 44? Yes. Does he have a car? He's going to leave with the baby. I don't have time for this shit. He's going to leave. He's going to be gone. What kind of car is he? He doesn't have one.
Mama, I'm not
Now, will you please give me the baby?
Why?
Because
Are you fucking drunk and faggot and acting off? You fucking drunk.
the police are on their way now. Is your door unlocked? No, I'll unlock it now. Okay, go ahead and unlock it. All right. All right. Bye. Bye.
Years after the call, an advocate for domestic violence abuse survivors wondered what happened to the little girl that called 911 and was able to track her down. At this time, Lisa was grown and was in her own abusive relationship. The advocate was also a cop and was able to get her out. It was then that Lisa found out about the tape. Her call was used to educate people about the effects of domestic violence on children. Lisa says she wonders why this particular recording has gotten so famous. She says she called the police hundreds of times when she was a little girl. She also said that CPS came out many times. Lisa said when she was younger, she didn't want to be taken from her mother. But now that she can look back at it, she wishes that they would have. On the Children's of Domestic Violence blog, Lisa told her story. She talks about growing up, how life continually tried to drag her down. She said, quote, "I started to believe I wasn't worthy. I felt like a failure, destined for nothingness. I didn't believe that I could change my life or my situation." End quote. She explained that with these feelings, she moved into a relationship just to feel something. Unfortunately, it wasn't long before the relationship turned violent. She put up with it for years, but was able to get out with the help of the people that entered her life. Near the end of her story, she said, quote, "My journey isn't over. I still have many lessons to learn and obstacles to overcome. I'm just not afraid to take them on." End quote. In closing, Lisa said, quote, "I think it's important for people to remember that you aren't stuck where you are. You are simply facing an obstacle that you need to overcome. With the help of people that care about you and your own belief that you have worth and you can survive." End quote. Being in an abusive household is always difficult. Kids grow up thinking that abuse is normal in any relationship, and their choice of partners later in life can also be affected. According to research from the Center of Developing Child at Harvard University, the first 3 to 5 years in a child's life are critical to fostering their healthy development. This is particularly true for kids facing major adversities, as persistent stress changes the brain's architecture, reducing the number of synaptic connections, which are integral to a child's mental and emotional development, including learning, socialization, adaptation, and coping skills. Toxic stress derails healthy development of the brain, putting these kids at much greater risk for drug and alcohol use, depression, and cardiovascular disease, which are just a few of the negative consequences later in life. These stories are to help shed light on the plight of these affected by domestic violence. There can't be enough awareness spread about this issue until it is finally eradicated.